microdosing and menopause. I'll share my personal story, how I got to that, and yeah, just as a brief introduction, microdosing is taking 1/10 to 1/20th of a ceremonial or recreational dose of a psychedelic substance that's non-toxic. So yeah, we're not talking about microdosing Ozempic here. We're talking about um, in this case, microdosing mushrooms. I live in Costa Rica, and I'm a Dutch woman, chocolate maker, and we have lot of mushrooms around. I was still a bit scared of mushrooms, and then I was 47. I'm now almost 50, and menopause hit. I had no clue it was menopause. I mean, I hadn't been bleeding for like 10 months, and the complaints were just piling up. I was depressed. I had anxiety. I had frozen shoulder, a kidney infection. I had arthritis kind of pains all over my body, brain fog, of course, and so on. I didn't have hot flashes, but yeah, lots of other symptoms, so to say. And yeah, I was really a bit down and waking up crying every day. And then I heard about microdosing, that it can help with the brain and also with mood. I was like, wow, that's two in one. Let's try that out. So I started the Paul Stamets protocol, but I did differently. I didn't do the niacin, and I didn't do. Yeah, I think I did it for a while, 5 days on, 2 days off. But later I changed that to every other day. Yeah, and I took a really high dose of lion's mane without me knowing it. I kind of had read that, oh, you have to take 5 grams of lion's mane a day, but that was meant fresh, and I had taken 5 grams of lion's mane extract a day. That was a lot, okay. But just in a few days, I really just, you know, popped out of the depression. I really was like suddenly having a good mood back again, feeling like myself again, because I had lost that feeling. I was, you know, having suicidal thoughts even, and not recognizing myself in the mirror, these kind of things, which you often hear from women entering menopause. Now I understand all these things because of Dr. Lisa Mosconi. We used to think of like estrogen being like a sex hormone that's like mainly connected to the ovaries, but it's very, very connected to the brain. So the brain thrives on estrogen, especially estradiol. Now, when that suddenly declines, progesterone goes down more slowly, but the estradiol, your natural estradiol, can go down quite steeply, and it can cause like dramatic changes in brain function, up to 30% less brain function, because our brains they work on estrogen, and males brains, they work more on testosterone. So it's a sudden decline, and I had no clue I was actually menopause. I thought, I'm eating healthy, that's not going to happen to me. But yeah, the microdosing together with the lion's mane really helped me out of depression, and immediately I also felt the calling, from the mushrooms. I had dreams about mushrooms, to share this with other women for sure. And now I am doing a study at the Microdosing Institute to become a microdosing facilitator, and I just launched my first program for women in Dutch, also encompassing the 5 pillars of the menopause lifestyle: sleep, stress reduction, supplements, diet, and exercise. Because the great thing about microdosing is that it just hits the serotonin receptors immediately. You know, even when you would start like hormone therapy, it can take up to weeks to months before you see any brain benefits. Whereas the microdosing immediately, the psilocybin in the mushrooms, they immediately start hitting those serotonin receptors. And estradiol, our natural sex hormone, is an agonist for those serotonin receptors. So once the estradiol goes down, you can have impact on your mood, but also your sleep regulation. It's all very connected to that, and yeah, more stress. And the psilocybin is an agonist of the serotonin 5H2A receptors, to be specific. And it also stimulates the BDNF, brain derived neurotropic factor, which is like a pocon, like compost grow hormone for your brain, basically. So the psilocybin helps to keep your brain elastic, the neuroplasticity, the connections between brain regions. It's neuroprotective. Uh, it helps with a lot of things. So I am just super grateful that I started with the mushrooms, and they helped me big deal. So yeah, I am just beyond grateful for this gift. I've done it 8 months straight, meaning every other day, and then taking a break after every 4 to 6 weeks, taking a break of a week, or no, 2 weeks, and then starting again. And later on, I discovered, yeah, the first year of menopause, actually the first 4 years, you really need to support your brain. Dr. Minnie Pelz was talking about this too. Really supporting your brain, because your brain has to recalibrate with this sudden decline of estradiol, and it's just great to support it. Like, yeah, you don't have to be in favor of hormone replacement therapy. If you don't want to do that, or you can't do that, microdosing is a great option. And to get information on that, and to educate yourself upon that, go beyond the stigmas. It still has a stigma, of course, because it's a psychedelic. And no, it's not there to make you high. It's really, of course, you can take a macrodose and it also helps your brain and this and that. But the microdosing is so fantastic because it's a practice. It's a practice that you can incorporate into your daily life while you're working, while you're doing all your other things, and use the subtle energy of the mushroom, the subtle support of your brain to establish new habits. So if it comes to menopause, it can be so excruciatingly overwhelming, the amount of symptoms. Like, oh, okay, now I've solved this problem. What's next? Like, I think some women can relate to this for sure. And when your mood is improving, together with your sleep, of course, I never had so much sleep disruptions, only like a few months. I always have been a good sleeper, and but in many cases, microdosing can help with sleeping as well. Anyway, sleep and mood, they are so important to even start thinking about solving your other problems, to think about, doing more exercise or changing your diet, or, having an overall big look at your life. Like, what do I actually want to change? And making this shift from victim consciousness of like, oh my God, why is this happening to me, this menopause? I'm supposed to be a wise woman now, but I feel like I'm being thrown into my child wounds, and I'm feeling like, coming out of that depth, out of that well, into that shift of like initiation into, big life changes. For me, it is not just about microdosing. It's not just about hormone therapy, and not only the lifestyle changes. I do all of those things, and I have to keep working on everything, and educating myself on all these things, and making changes on a constant basis to really put myself first and yeah, prioritize my health and my well-being. And microdosing is helping with that. It helps you to connect with yourself, with your most intimate needs. It helps you to set boundaries. It helps you to reignite your creative spark, your connection to other human beings, plants, nature, and yeah, overall yourself, which is the most important in menopause. That you're gonna start prioritizing yourself and reclaiming your birthright, and making that initiation into that wise woman. And now, 2 years further, I can say yes, I am going there. Still having forgetfulness. I'm still not there. I'm like constantly interested in how to improve my brain. I love my brain, and yeah, that's going to be another video about the brain, what you can do for that. But yeah, it's a big journey. But microdosing helps you on a very subtle level to be mindfully aware of the whole spectrum of, like, okay, where am I in my life? What needs to change? And what can I change? And how can I do that? And how can I step up for myself and, reconnect with life again, and that life force? My life is not over. I have a life in front of me, and how do I want to live the second half of my life? If you're lucky, right? If you're lucky. Um, so yeah, if you are interested, I offer one-to-one sessions, um, and we can do a trajectory of like 4 sessions. Having an initial free talk, of course, we can talk and see if we're both like a fit for each other. But I'm here really to support women with menopause, microdosing in the context of the whole menopause lifestyle, of having a look at all the areas in your life: stress reduction, sleep, supplements, diet, and exercise. So I'm super grateful that I can offer this and make myself useful and feeling my alignment with that. I'm a chocolate maker, so my biggest passion is chocolate making. I believe chocolate adds a really big value to the mushrooms because it's an MAO inhibitor, so it prolongs the effect of the psilocybin. So, in effect, you need less because you have the chocolate that's amplifying the effect. Plus, chocolate is nice. It's really medicine for the heart. Mushrooms more for the mind. Well, both in connection with each other. It's a really great old Aztec combo. And yeah, there's something special about eating chocolate instead of popping a capsule. I believe in the use of mushrooms, although they're not legal. So anything I'm saying is, of course, it's a disclaimer. Like, you have to get approval or talk it through with your health provider, in terms of this is suitable for you. This is not for everyone. There is certain contraindications that we can talk about in the first talk. Um, yeah, so it's not legal in every place. That's for sure true. The mushrooms, however, they grow towards the light, and whereas the truffles, they are growing underground and they have more chances of side effects. Anyway, I hope this sparks a flame inside of you. And yeah, the most important thing is to get educated and seeing all the options on the table that are here for you to um, to thrive through the menopause. And yeah, thank you so much for listening.